Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. We have two so fancy rums, not your regular run-of-the-mill rums, above premium. We'd call them above premium, but not super expensive. You can get expensive Bacardi and Cruzan rums. First, we have Cruzan, established in 1760, and the operation is still run by the same family for over 200 years, the Nelthrop family. Nelthrop, remember, it used to be the Danish Virgin Islands. Denmark owned it and sold it to the United States. The Kingdom of Denmark sold it to the United States in 1917. Now, the British Virgin Islands is still owned by Great Britain, the British Virgin Islands, but we're not dealing with that right now. Cruzan, I'd like to go down there, but now with all these restrictions, probably never make it, just in my mind go. But I wanted to go down there to the BVI. Estate Diamond Black Strap Rum, distilled and blended and then bottled in Illinois for Cruzan International. Price $18.99 at Total Wine and More. $18.99 at Total Wine and More. Bacardi 8-year-old. This will run you about $30, maybe $28 at Total Wine. So it's a good $10 more than that one, $10 more. Now, I did not pay the full price for either one of these. This is aged 8 years. It's produced by Bacardi Ltd, which was founded in 1862 in Cuba, but they escaped to Puerto Rico after the bad guys took over Cuba in 1959, like they're taking over the USA now. Same crowd. I mean, different actual people, but the same crowd, you know what I mean? The same ideology. Anyway, so they, took over Russia, 1917, China, most of China, not Taiwan, the Pescador Islands or Kinmen Island, but most of China in 1949. Cuba, 1959, USA currently happening. They may fail. But anyway, I paid, let's see, I got the display case, the wooden humidor display case with the brass clips, beautiful case, and the two rums, the Bacardi Ocho Reserva Ocho and the 10-year, the Gran Reserva Diaz. All of that for $35. Normally it's $70. About $14 for the bottle, as opposed to 28, 16 as opposed to 30, 15 as opposed to 30, whatever. But I got it for half price. Plus I got the display case with the glass front and everything, really fancy, not some plastic, but real wood, not particle board, real wood and glass. Great deal. Thank you, Walmart, even though you're part of the fascist system. But anyway, now, as are all the big companies. Mussolini would be proud. He'd be like, yeah, look at that. America's been copying me since 1933. Those guys, they probably have statues for me over there if I hadn't teamed up with the wrong fellow in 1940, to my great dismay. Mussolini used to be regarded as like a admirable person. Actually, that's true. I have a 1940 geography history book that brags on him. But, teamed up with he joined the wrong team in June 1940. So that's how it goes down when you join the wrong team. All right. Anyway, Cruzan Black Strap. Don't know when it came out, but I know the company was, like I said, founded in 1760. I paid $8.99, $8.99 instead of $18.99. So I was very happy. Is it going to be much of a taste challenge? No. I'm going to do a few more of these richer rums that I have, the sweeter ones, instead of all those dry ones I have, dry gold rums. I'm not saying the dry gold rums are bad. They're not bad. They're all nice, but there's no challenge in it. You get the black strap, which is sweet like pancake syrup, and dark as this black shirt, not quite that dark. And Then you go up against a dry rum, which has almost no sweetness. I mean, you know, it's like a waste of time. Now, the Reserva Ocho is rich, sweet, and more complex. But I'm still not going to get it confused. Don't need tags because of the darkness. It's a rubberoid cork. It's not a real cork. It's rubber or neoprene, like the bottom of tennis shoes, neoprene that DuPont makes. There's the bat. Greenway Productions. All right. All right. Wood cap though. All right. Beautiful bottle. Beautiful everything. Everything. I thought it tasted better than the 10-year, if you can believe it, but I did believe it. I believed it because I knew I tasted it myself. All right. Here we go with another rubberoid cork. Neoprene, I guess. Stopper. It's really not a cork. It's a stopper. And a wooden cap with the St. Croix on it. Yeah. Pouring this black. Dark. It's really dark brown. If you have good light, and I don't even have good light right now. Oh, let me open the shade because it's still nighttime. But dawn is approaching. But you know, you could see the that it's brown and not black. It's like some of these stout beers. People say it's black, but then if you look at it carefully, you see it's dark brown. Extremely dark. No, not saying it's not extremely dark. All right. Ooh, amazing! I got it even. One of the few times that happened. Well, as you can see, there's no similarity in color. This is copper, and this is extremely dark brown. So I have to close my eyes, and it won't be much of a challenge. Then we'll move on. Now tomorrow, Friday, I plan to do the Grand Reserva Diaz, 10-year age. Then I'll bring in the Appleton Estate. What's the name? Signature is called rum. Their flagship, their base model. They don't call it base model. They call it something like, you know, signature. I was looking at Nissans yesterday, and their base model is an S. Standard. All right. And then I'll probably move on to the mezcal. I got the Sombra Mezcal, Joven Artisanal, young, beautiful bottle. $32 a bottle at Total Wine and More, but I got it for $15 at Walmart. Don't ask me how. Don't ask me why. That's the price. I checked. It's still $15. Over half price at Walmart, and it's not a sale price. It's just the regular tag. I said, well, woof. I'm buying it. And then my friend David was like, get me one, get me one. He just had to have it, you know. So, and then I have a few mezcal taste challenges, which really will be a taste challenge. And then I have gold tequila, mixto tequila. You see, mixto. And it's called Montezuma, introduced in 1974, produced in Mexico for the Sazerac Company. And it is apparently from Statista.com, that's the statistical company, one of the top 10 tequilas sold in the USA. You say, that don't mean it's beloved. It's probably in the top 10 because it's cheap. Probably so, being number 9 or 10. However, there's a lot of other options that are low on the price range, relative price range, and they could be in the top 10 just as easily. So it's got to be a taste reason. People must like Montezuma. I got the glass 750s. I know they have the big jug bottles, the big plastic 1.75 milliliter liter bottles. And I know it's probably sold in a lot of bar rooms and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, I did try the Montezuma Silver, and it was very nice. Was it fabulous, world class, exploding plastic, inevitable? No. Was it like the Homecoming from 1971, where John Boy had that Big Chief writing pad? I used to have a Big Chief riding pad. No, but it was still not. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice. And I expect the gold will be nice too. Okay, this smells like rum, and it smells like Bacardi rum because it has that, like, how do you describe it? Like different charcoals. Yeah, because Bacardi drips their rum through like a secret blend of charcoals. I don't know, something distinct about Bacardi. There's almost like a lemon peel. No, an orange peel in this. Like, you know, it doesn't have orange peel, but oh, it smells good. Bacardi is one of those brands people love to hate. You know, they'll just talk about how horrible it is and make videos. Hey guys, how you doing, YouTube? Don't forget to do buy my t-shirt. And they'll say, today we're going to review a garbage rum, Bacardi. It's trash. Now they hadn't even popped the bottle open yet, you know, twisted the metal cap. And I watch it and I'm like, give me a break. You know, it ain't really bad. It doesn't taste like gym socks and old burnt plastic and all these other terrible things you describe. I mean, it might be ordinary, just kind of run of the mill. Fine, you know, say that. But don't sit there and talk about how horrendously, terrifyingly bad it is and be stunting on the video talking about, oh, I'm going to have post-traumatic stress disorder from it. I'm going to have flashbacks. It's like, no, no, no. Same thing with Budweiser on the beer thing. You know, they just go on and all these antics. What I'm talking about, antics. Not a review, it's antics. If you want to say Budweiser is bland and ordinary, I can live with that because it kind of is. That's why it's popular, because think of all the popular things in the world. Food and beverage products. They tend to be bland and ordinary, right? Right. Mass appeal. Oh, man, it smells like some dark molasses, black molasses. Why it's got to be black molasses? And oak. You are not my. All right. So we know already which is which. This is the black strap without any shadow of a doubt. Shadow, black. What are you talking about? Here we go. Jeep and Foodie Caleb, good to see you back up and running, Ron. Are you all squared away? No. Allstate told me Monday at 7:30, we're going to call you within 72 hours. Well, they got less than 2 hours before they fail in that promise. And I'm going to call them at 8 Central Time and say, well, you know, you coming out because I need to get the house fixed, really. I could just get the man to fix it. I have the money in the bank. I have money. I'm not poor. You know, but I don't want you coming over here after a month talking about, oh, boy, we had to examine it before you did the repairs. We can't pay. I'm going to tell them, no, wrong. You didn't bother coming out. You could have sent an email. You know, I never got a single email except those automated ones. We have gotten your claim. You know, you could have done that. And we talking about relatively minor things. We're not talking about catastrophic damage like half this town. Well, maybe 20% of the town, you know, 20% of the town catastrophic damage and 60% damage. Severe to moderate to minor. I would be like minor to moderate over here. But just come do it. You know, it'd take you 10 minutes to look. You can see it's pretty obvious what's damaged. Doesn't take like a big complicated thing. And you could calculate it and then just pay the money. All right. This is not complicated. All right. So anyway, that's what I was aggravated about. They came after Katrina much faster. And you know, Katrina was worse. And the guy looked in, oh yeah, okay. He looked around. He could see. He sat down with a folder, you know, like a notepad. You know what they call those things. Not on his phone or anything. And he wrote it down with a pencil or a pen. And then he had a calculator and he said, okay, here's how much you're going to get. And he gave me the check. It was easy. You know, it was nothing to it. So why now? Why all this? I feel like I'm in bad hands, not good hands. But I'm going to call. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the guy will show up. And they were saying, oh, we want your contractor to be there. That would be so convenient. I said, well, he lives next door to me. He's a contractor. He said he'll do the work. And he's home today. He's not working today. So if they delay and then he's at work on a project, I'm going to tell him, no, you had your chance. He was here for 3 days. He didn't bother coming. So now you just got to make the best of it. Oh, well, enough of that. So, no, I'm not squared away. But I'm about to get squared away with them or without. And I'm paying all this money every year for what? If I don't get the money, I'm just going to cancel it. I don't need it. Get a different homeowner's insurance. I don't need these. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm saying if they're bad, I will get rid of it. Get some other homeowner. Assuming we could ever get homeowners coverage again in Louisiana. You know, you may not. Nobody may want to cover it. They're like, why should we cover that state? They're always getting damaged. Insurance is not to pay people. Insurance is a pyramid scheme so we can make the money. You know, that's how that works, right? We're not doing it to be nice. We're doing it to make a big profit, which I don't oppose that. I believe in free enterprise more than capitalism. I'm not really a big capitalism person. Because when you think capitalism, what do you think of? Big business in cahoots with the government, you know, collusion, fascist collusion, you know, international finance capitalism. So you think about that. Like we have now with medicine and medical treatments, how they're all juiced in with the politicians. So they, whatever they tell them, they do it, you know, and they just say, oh yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Well, of course you're going to say that because you're getting paid, you know. It's like in the 1970s. Don't eat butter. This is Congress, U.S. Congress. Don't eat butter. It's bad for you. Eat Crisco. So then this blood pressure and heart disease skyrocketed because they weren't eating. No one was eating lard or butter. But then National Geographic, National Socialist Geographic magazine, I canceled them 4 years ago. They even had an article about that. And it was all because the politicians that were saying it were all connected to like vegetable oil companies and triglyceride companies. It's like true story. And they were just like adamant about it in the mid 70s. Like, we know this is provable. It is scientific. You can, you know, butter is bad, like natural fat from a cow, you know, it's bad. You want this chemically devised thing in your body. That's good. And then they later on, 40 years later, well, they all had died probably of heart disease, you know, the congressman. So it's comical from people to be so definitive about the U.S. government. They'll be like, you don't trust your own government? Well, based on history, why should I? You know, I have sense. I'm not a sheep. You might be. I'm not. It's like rum. I'm not a sheep. Everybody runs around saying Bacardi's terrible. I'm not saying that. I think it's great personally. And I do appreciate all the money that they secretly send me. I am on their board of directors. You don't know that. And if you believe, somebody was telling me the other day, I can't believe you said that. That's terrible. I was like, couldn't you tell that I was obviously joking? Like, I mean, you can't tell when a person's clowning around. I mean, you got to have some kind of ability to pick up on social cues, don't you? Unless you're just pretending that you didn't notice to do for some reason. But I mean, it's pretty obvious in my life when I hear people talk, I can tell if they're kidding around or if they're serious, you know. And if I'm not sure, I'll say, are you serious or are you kidding around? Then they'll clarify it. So the Reserva Ocho has a little bite to it, but not in a bad way. And there's a lot of wood and there's a lot of like punchiness to it. It's got a lot of strength. It's not super sweet, but it's sweet. And it's not super overbearing, but it has boldness. I love it. It is worth the $30, but I got it for 15. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Oh yeah, man. I mean, just get it. Can't go wrong. Now, Bacardi, I still don't think you can go wrong with Bacardi Gold. You know, the $12, $13, $14 bottle. I don't think you can go wrong with it. Some people would disagree. But I think it's very likely that you'll like it. Maybe, maybe not. But how much you risking? 12, 13, $14? Oh, wow, what a big risk. But the Ocho, Reserva Ocho, the 8-year, you ain't risking nothing. I'm telling you. I can't totally guarantee it because I don't know what other people like. You know what I'm saying? People ask me that sometimes. What are 5 beers I should have? And I tell them, well, you know, I may love it. You might find it horrible, you know, so it's hard to say. I mean, obviously, West Lateran 12, I think is great. It gets 100 out of 100 on every review site. And I don't think that's some kind of accident. Chimay Grand Reserve, it's going to get 100 out of 100. Got to try it. Abbott 12 from St. Bernard's. I mean, those are almost a sure shot, right? But then some people would probably say, oh, that's nasty. And that's fine. You have a right to say that. I've had people tell me, I'm sorry, but I don't like. I say, why are you sorry if you don't like it? All right, this is pancake syrup. It tastes like pancake syrup and oak. It's really rich. It's dark, but it's not strong. There's nothing heavy or strong or offensive or off-putting about the Estate Diamond. Now, if you say, well, I don't like pancake syrup, I hate log cabin, or I hate maple syrup. My neighbor across the street, I brought her some pure maple syrup from Funk's Grove in Illinois, right off Interstate 55 / the old US Highway 66, which now is just a county road, 4-lane county road. But I thought, oh, she's going to be so excited, pure maple syrup. But she seemed to make a face like, oh, thanks. Come to find out later, I think she's told me she hated maple syrup. I'm like, well, that's rare, you know, for people that dislike maple syrup. But people are out there that do that. They don't like it. I love it. And I love this, although it's made with corn, cane syrup, you know, cane sugar, molasses, black strap molasses. Is it worth $18.99? You better believe it. You best to believe it. It is worth every penny. And I only paid $8.99. I think Total Wine made some little tagging errors, but it's really not my problem. So fantastic. If it's not an A, they don't have an A rum. I mean, I say 96. It's so great. Oh, man. It's dangerous, though, because you just be sipping it like it's like candy or something. You just be so drunk, you know, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. But boy, it is. Some people say pour it on pancakes. I mean, that to me, that's going a little overboard. But when you taste it, it's almost like you think you could do that. It's bizarre. I never tasted anything like that, except pancake syrup. That's really the only thing it tastes like. Log cabin specifically, but, you know, way better than that. All right, now the Reserva Ocho. It's so rich in the charcoal filtration and all these different woods they're using. I guess some people could complain about it. I do not know why anyone would complain about it. I really don't see the complaint. These two, to me, and I'm no expert, as you can probably tell, but to me, these are almost flawless. Like both of these are like flawless, you know, like you can't really find anything wrong with it unless you're just looking for something, like intentionally to find something wrong with it. So they're both in the mid 90s without any doubt. I wouldn't get tired of these anytime soon. Now, I was drinking Rolling Rock yesterday afternoon, and I was thinking, you know, like it's hot, and it was warm, not hot, but warm to very warm. And I was thinking, in some ways, this Rolling Rock is almost like a perfect beer for this sort of setting. After work, it's very warm, 83 degrees, humidity's pretty high. I'm picking up branches in the yard and whatnot. So it's like a perfect product for that setting. Now, I don't know about wintertime in Pennsylvania, but I was just thinking, you know, I can't really detect flaws with it. And maybe I could get ridiculed for that. Ice House, I'll drink that first. Now that one, that can be a little twangy. Like, so now Ice House, you're getting in 5.9%. It's a little strong. And so that one, you could kind of pick up some little things that could throw you, like maybe not perfected. But that's probably not because it's not perfectly done. It's probably because of the nature of the product. The ice beers can be a little on the harsh, gamey side by their nature. But I was enjoying it. And let's not misinterpret what I'm saying. I did, but it'd probably be better for late October. You know what I mean? Whereas Rolling Rock seemed perfect for hot September, very warm September. And then we did the Leinenkugel's Oktoberfest beer, not a true Oktoberfest, but you can watch the video to talk about that. Now, Joe Biden's dentist says, glad to see you, Ron. You have weathered the storm quite literally, right? Literally, not figuratively, literally. All right, so 2 winners. Bacardi Ocho Reserva. Can't go wrong with it. You cannot go wrong with it, I don't think. That's my opinion. Actually, even all the really cheap rums I have are good. Obviously not as good as this. Their main, if you want to say complaint, is that they're very dry and there's hardly any flavor. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're so non-sweet that it's just like almost a neutral flavor. But not off or offensive or bad. No. You say, well, I mean, if you buy Skull rich gold, it really ain't that rich. It's gold. You say 99% of the people that buy Skull rum is going to mix it. You know, they're going to mix it. They're not going to drink it straight. Okay, fine. And that's true. But still, I like to look at things neat. And without any, you know, like just straight on. And you can detect differences and everything. But Skull, to me, is good. It's good. Okay, enough. Like BC said, jibber jabber. But I thought the jibber jabber last night was on point. It wasn't like sideline, like tangential. It was all relative to what we were drinking. So, and really was, in that case, it was not jibber jabber. Like this morning here today. I mean, everything I'm saying is relative to what I'm talking about. Oh. I love you, Estate Blackstrack Diamond. I love you. Thanks for watching this video production.